Hey, y'all, Pastor James here with the last and final chapter of our daily Bible study on the book of Genesis. Today we are in chapter 50. Genesis 50 brings the book to a powerful and emotional close. Jacob's death prompts a state funeral and a reaffirmation of covenant promises. Joseph, now at the height of his power, continues to demonstrate humility, forgiveness, and faith in God's providence. The chapter and the book ends not with defeat, but with confident expectation of God's future deliverance. So now let's dive into the biblical text and see what happens in this last chapter. Then Joseph fell on his father's face and wept over him and kissed him. And Joseph commanded his servants, the physicians, to embalm his father. So the physicians embalmed Israel. 40 days were required for him, for such are the days required for those who are embalmed, and the Egyptians mourned for him 70 days. Now when the days of his mourning were past, Joseph spoke to the household of Pharaoh, saying, If now I have found favor in your eyes, please speak in the hearing of Pharaoh, saying, My father made me swear, saying, Behold, I am dying. In my grave, which I dug for myself in the land of Canaan, there you shall bury me. Now therefore, please let me go up and bury my father, and I will come back. And Pharaoh said, Go up and bury your father, as he made you swear. So Joseph went up to bury his father, and with him went all of the servants of Pharaoh, the elders of his house, and all the elders of the land of Egypt, as well as all the house of Joseph, his brothers, and his father's house. Only their little ones, their flocks, and their herds they left in the land of Goshen. And there went up with him both chariots and horsemen, and it was a very great gathering. Then they came to the threshing floor of Atad, which is beyond the Jordan, and they mourned there with a great and very solemn lamentation. He observed 7 days of mourning for his father. And when the inhabitants in the land, the Canaanites, saw the mourning at the threshing floor of Atad, they said, This is a deep mourning of the Egyptians. Therefore its name was called Abel Mizraim, which is beyond the Jordan. So his sons did for him just as he had commanded them. For his sons carried him to the land of Canaan and buried him in the cave of the field of Machpelah before Mamre, which Abraham bought with the field from Ephron the Hittite as property for a burial place. And after he had buried his father, Joseph returned to Egypt, he and his brothers, and all who went up with him to bury his father. When Joseph's brothers saw that their father was dead, they said, Perhaps Joseph will hate us and may actually repay us for all the evil which we did to him. So they sent messengers to Joseph, saying, Before your father died, he commanded, saying, Thus you shall say to Joseph, I beg you, please forgive the trespass of your brothers and their sin, for they did evil to you. Now please forgive the trespass of the servants of the God of your father. And Joseph wept when they spoke to him. Then his brothers also went and fell down before his face, and they said, Behold, we are your servants. Joseph said to them, Do not be afraid, for am I in the place of God? But as for you, you meant evil against me, but God meant it for good, in order to bring it about as it is this day, to save many people alive. Now therefore do not be afraid, I will provide for you and your little ones. And he comforted them and spoke kindly to them. So Joseph dwelt in Egypt, he and his father's household, and Joseph lived 110 years. Joseph saw Ephraim's children to the third generation. The children of Machir, the son of Manasseh, were also brought up on Joseph's knees. And Joseph said to his brethren, I am dying, but God will surely visit you and bring you out of this land to the land of which he swore to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. Then Joseph took an oath from the children of Israel, saying, God will surely visit you, and you shall carry up my bones from here. So Joseph died, being 110 years old, and they embalmed him, and he was put in a coffin in Egypt. May God bless the reading of his word. So now let's look at the key themes of this final chapter. Our first key theme is mourning Jacob's death. Joseph falls on his father's face, weeps, and kisses him, showing deep personal grief. He orders the Egyptian physicians to embalm Jacob, a process that lasts 40 days. Egypt mourns for Jacob for 70 days, an extraordinary honor reflecting Joseph's high status. The second key theme is state funeral and burial in Canaan. With Pharaoh's blessing, Joseph leads a large procession, including Egyptian dignitaries, to bury Jacob in the cave of Machpelah. The mourning at the threshing floor of Atad is so intense that the Canaanites take notice. Jacob is buried with Abraham, Sarah, Isaac, Rebekah, and Leah, reinforcing the covenant tie to the land. Our third key theme is Joseph's brothers fear retribution. After Jacob's death, the brothers fear Joseph may now seek revenge for their past sins. They send a message claiming Jacob asked Joseph to forgive them, a possible fabrication motivated by their guilt. Joseph weeps when he hears their plea, showing the depth of his forgiveness and sorrow that they still doubt him. Our fourth key theme is forgiveness reaffirmed. Joseph declares, "Do not be afraid, for am I in the place of God?" He again affirms the divine purpose behind their betrayal. You meant evil against me, but God meant it for good. This is one of the clearest Old Testament statements on divine sovereignty overruling human sin. Our fifth key theme is a legacy of grace. Joseph comforts his brothers and promises to provide for them and their families. His words and actions model gracious leadership grounded in trust in God's plan. Our sixth key theme is Joseph's final years. Joseph lives to see his great-grandchildren and remains in Egypt for 110 years. As his death nears, he reminds his family of God's promise to bring them out of Egypt and into the land sworn to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Our seventh key theme is Joseph's dying words. Joseph makes the Israelites swear that when God delivers them, they will carry his bones with them. This act of faith looks forward to the Exodus, over 300 years before it happens. Joseph's final words echo the covenant promise, tying Genesis to the future redemption story. And our eighth key theme is the book ends with hope. Genesis begins with creation and ends with a coffin. But inside that coffin lies a promise. God's plan to bless the nations through Abraham's descendants is still unfolding. The stage is now set for the deliverance that will come in the book of Exodus. So that's all of the book of Genesis, all 50 chapters. Hope you stayed with me through the whole thing and liked what I was doing. If so, please like each and every chapter as you watch them. Send me some comments. Let me know how I did, what I can possibly do different in the next book. I plan on doing the book of Exodus next. And subscribe to the channel if you have not done so previously. In the meanwhile, until we meet again for the next series, God bless you and take care of yourself.